Welcome in, everybody. We are here, of course, for map number 1 between sAw and Eyeballers. It's going to be Inferno, and we are kicking off with Eyeballers on that CT side. A lot of utility brought up here by the CTM.
Gotta say, yeah, quite a lot. We got, what, 3 players in towards somebody util coming through? Assuming the likes of Pepso, he's going to play a little bit more passive if he can. Story going to try to take that first contact over towards Banana. And big, heavy A lean here coming through from Eyeballers. It's a pure gamble stack.
Seen a lot of these come out in the pistol rounds at this kind of level. So it is good to see Eyeballers. I think they know they might need some unorthodox advantages in their favor. Flash going to come through to burst out the apartments. Then Pep saw the first line of defense. Roman going to find the first kill. He takes his silencer off. The flash comes round for him to work with, and he will work with it soundly. See you later. Just story remaining, and the stack has worked beautifully.
Oh, no doubt the story. Thankfully for Pepsor as well, coming in towards CS2, there is going to be an option to make sure that when you right-click, it will not take the silencer off. You can just unbind it, which is good to see. First time, already CS2 showing how it's going to, really update CSGO.
Yep.
But Eyeballers can start a bit of a gamble stack. It's always such a risk through those sort of stacks. But this one really pays off. And it shows as well, just leaving Flusher over towards the B site with one smoke is enough to completely deter all of saw's presence over towards that top banana site, and they completely give it up. If they continue just to push through, or even wait for the smoke to dissipate, it's going to be a different story. Not to be. No bomb plant means no money for sAw. They're just going to play for a full eco here.
Get those AKs out as early as they can, so we'll see if they pull off any kind of crazy Glock aggression with this one. This is kind of cheeky as well from the Eyeballers. They've got 4 MP9s. Don't know how I feel about that. They're wanting to make money, but they can't all make money. And also, yeah, the buy in the next round is going to be pretty formidable. So I think this puts them at a slim disadvantage if they're not careful.
Well, JW, the one without the MP9, is going to take first contact, looking like over towards that on mid. Right now, though, they're just hoping that sAw overextend, because that's when they get into the range of the odd MP9s. For the time being, though, no real presence being shown just yet. There's the first. JW's pretty crisp. sAw stepping up one of his own. Ooh, good shot. JW will get punished, but they're going to reclaim that space so easily.
Yeah, looking good for the MP9s here. Just drawing them into the crossfire. And again, like I say, trying to make that money. So Shine will definitely make some cash. Sapik will make some cash. But again, I do feel, it gets a bit weird. JW goes down with the rifle. It's a pretty big expense for him. He's probably expecting a rifle drop to come out. Looks like Shine's going to give him that. But at the same time, they're only now going to have 2 of those stronger rifles to work with. So I do think this will affect their setup quite heavily. And it's a lot of information for sAw to work with as well. They've gathered all that. So, again, very curious, to say the least, from the Eyeballers. We'll see what this buy from sAw's got to say.
Oh, let's take a look. Deep Molotov coming through. JW going to drop a nade off the back of it. No, just holding it. There it comes. He will get a little bit of damage to the smoke. All things considered, not all too problematic. Story might pop through it. So risky, but it'll work for one. Quick trade for Sapek up close. But Jerks will find that trade. It's so messy into his top mid, but sAw coming out on top.
Yeah, that is a wild one from sAw, to be honest. Completely dry as well, just sending it in. They seem to be aware of the stack as well, really playing around the fact that there could be multiple players here. Molotovs to try and flush JW out. They will indeed work. Meanwhile, they've sent a player up the banana area at this stage, so Just has got so much information. Probably heard this player rotating around. The bomb kind of lagging behind, but at the very least has left the bomb site completely open. Flusher, we'll see. He's got an MP9 again on the cross. Can he really stop this? They're going to try and fight him. Just a second. Nice move from Just here. Really well read. Little bait and switch as they get aggressive onto A. They get the man advantage and they move back around. So really aggressive round, really aggressive mid-round as well. But an effective one from sAw. There's no way JW wins this.
He is wonderful CS so far, JW. Just that save call. Can he keep the AK in play? On Inferno, easier said than done, may I say. We're kind of the new bomb radius. I say new. It's been months now, but it still feels new. That bomb radius can always make things such a problem. He should be okay, though. Not in terms of the damage for him, just in case anyone was kind of going hunting his way. They've exited over towards the A site. They're looking for him. Nobody showing face. And JW absolutely fine. So an AK in play, and you're looking for eyeballs as well. That was just a bonus buy. So they can have plenty of money to work with aside from Shine. That's the only thing. Shine is really going to struggle. Flush at least can go in towards an MP9. We know they like them. You're looking over towards the likes of Sapek and Pep. So I don't think an AWP will be able to pull out and play unless they want to go for some sort of a glass cannon situation. Not really needed here. Stack up onto as many rifles as you can and then maybe see what you can do. Double M4 coming through. MP9 as expected for Flusher. And Shine will pick one up as well. So not exactly all too bad. Must win round, and a very important one for Eyeballers. If they don't, but I say sAw can really start to run away with the early part of momentum on their map pick.
Yeah, this is where that kind of previous round really puts them. I suppose they do have the opportunity to fight back into this one, but I don't know. At the same time, I think sAw really played into their hands, getting aggressive through mid. You'd expect the MP9s to do well, but it was just such a wild move from sAw. They weren't expecting it. A couple players caught with nades out, you know. So it's a tough one in the previous for sure.
So aggressive from sAw, right? I think they kind of just came into that one with that massive expectation of, we're going to have the better firepower, we're going to have the much better weaponry, let's just try and catch them off guard, and they did. It's a very risky play, I got to say, but when it works, it looks good. When it doesn't, you look like a bit of an idiot. Flusher, and P9 up close. He's the only man here over towards B. Thankfully for him, Shine's rotating over to support.
And another one as well. Sapek's coming with a rifle, but we'll see another sort of contact play here from the T side. Flusher comes away with two. Very solidly held. They will start to execute in towards this B bomb site, but again, Sapek's going to be able to get ahead of the nades. Nearly finds himself a double. They're not going to expect Shine at the back end of the site with this MP9. And sAw another crazy aggressive round, right? They play contact, then they just play thick and fast in towards B, and this time it's not worked out. Not quite sure what the directive is. I think they're maybe just testing the water, to be honest, to see how well put together Eyeballers are. That's what this speaks to me. I hope we don't see it as a continued trend, because Eyeballers are just going to get very ready for these fast kind of rounds. It just feels sort of like conditioning at the moment. Just doing damage. No time. Tap onto the bomb. Going to try and find another one here, and he will do so. Unfortunately, there's no time. Got to be careful not to go down after it and keep a hold of this AK. But he does some good damage there.
Yeah, there's the old silver linings, as we like to say. All in all, though, working on this man, Flusher, that lovely double doping things up, just keeps them at bay. And a really nice setup coming through from Eyeballers. Like you mentioned, I think for sAw right now, they're just really dipping their toes in, testing the waters, see what this side's all about, see what Eyeballers are getting today. I think we saw a little bit tentative, but thankfully for them, they just do have a little bit left in the bank in terms of a reinvestment, another crack at the apple, and I'll see what they can do with it and try and take a bite out of that B site once again. Early Molotovs coming through. Materius caught by the flash. Absolutely destroyed. So comfy to find the first rival. It's a bit of damage, but all things considered, that's the man advantage.
Really like that confidence from Eyeballers as well, just to show that they can take it to sAw in the same way that sAw are trying to bring it to them. So I really am a fan of that one for sure. Flash through the smoke over on B. Meanwhile, Flusher is going to be kept at bay. They seem to have sniffed out the fact that it's a weakened B defense to kick off. Down goes Roman on the lurk. So yes, they have the site control, but they've got 5 players to get through. Not totally out of the question again, you know, superior firepower in places for the side of sAw. Some low HP bars in there, so Eyeball is really going to have to play a good retake here. And Just is in a fantastic position to deal. Flash has come round. Maybe if he had one of his own, it would be absolutely perfect. Surely he doesn't get through 3 players here, though. They're expecting him up close. The Jiggle Peaks come in. The flying MP9. Oh, my goodness. But it's Story and U-Jerks to find all the frags, bring it down to a 1 versus 1. U-Jerks had managed to get in behind. Can play around this bomb now. An extended fight for both. But it's U-Jerks to come out on top, and sAw have just stolen away an important round.
The spray is labored, and it's punished. Really well done for sAw. Considering as well, that was looking all but lost, especially because the second Just fell. I thought, okay, this one's done. And then the massacre over towards the B side, all plays in favor of sAw. Down to the 1 versus 1. Time's ticking on the bomb too. So the pressure's on Eyeballers to make the difference. And I mean, spray will be all she wrote. sAw up to their second, but most importantly, economy shattered over towards Eyeballers. Pause coming through. Pause for the ESCA. We don't really know whose pause it is, but I'm going to assume it is Eyeballers off the back of that quite rough round. It's a prime opportunity for sAw to make this a level playing field, all squared at kind of 3-all. considering that the buy is going to be pretty minimal. But you spoke about this in the pre-show, and we're getting it here. The Force buys, a favorite of Eyeballers. They absolutely love it. I'm going to go for one here. I'm not exactly a massive fan of this.
Yeah.
If they had just ecoed, they would have had money in towards the next round. However, you get a full buy in, and all they've got is one MP9 and a few pistols.
And again, a bit gambly. They're dropping all their utility towards that B side of things. A little bit of nade damage comes in, but nothing too much off the back of it. But I think they've got like 3 smokes to work with over there. They're going to leave Flusher alone once again. He gets a smoke down. They are thinking about it on the sAw side of things, but I think it would be the smart move to not push in here.
Oh, it's very quiet as well. Like we say, gamble stack, as we saw over towards the pistol round. This time, though, despite the smokes, they're staying put. At least for the time being. It looks like they still want to hit over towards B. It's only Flush here. A 5-7, a flash, and A. He's all he's got left in his pocket. Half armor. This is such a tough ask, and nobody's rotated over to save him. In comes the U-turn, and it might be too late before the rest get here.
Nice nade. Oh, Flusher with 2 through the smoke. That's ridiculous. That third smoke from the CT side makes all the difference. Really well dropped across. Again, we'll see those superior weaponry going into the post plant. He's going to try and spam away. Might cost him his life here. Actually dishes out some damage and doesn't take too much for his trouble. Smoke towards CT going to go down. They're all coming in from the same kind of angle. You need one of these weapons to really pop off. A couple of MAC-10s might not be the move. Roman does manage to find the first. A lot coming in from that church area. Sapek goes flying around with the MP9. Can they get the Mo down? No, not this time. It's all going to be down to Roman on the MAC-10, trying to isolate the fight. Siri manages to do it. Spins around to pick up JW. Oh my God, you can't be serious. These rounds are absolutely insane.
Oh, that's brilliant from Roman. That really is, especially considering it looked lost. Once again, another round in which Eyeballers really shouldn't be contesting in. And somehow, some way, they always do. On those Force buys, somehow make it competitive. Especially considering they have one MP9 to work on, a few pistols. It all comes down to this man. Again, Flusher. On the pistol round, his one smoke kept him at bay. That time, his nade and the spam was everything. 2 kills and the information. Bought time to beckon over the rotation too. That got oh so close. sAw, despite having a much better buy, they really struggled there. And that could be worrying signs to come.
Yeah, they really have to be careful, I think, to be honest with you. sAw on one end, making the CT side as close as it'll come. It means that, you know, the CT rifles are really, really valuable, which is obviously not what they want. Really impactful as well. At the same time, Eyeballers have got to be careful. They've had 2 rounds now that they probably should have won. And they haven't by a hair. So I think they'll be a wee bit tilted. Is what I'm thinking. That Force buy sets them back. I don't know. It's just so difficult here. Flusher with a cheeky angle. Looking for the knife. That's all he wants. He's not going to get it. Oh, goodness. No. He knew. He put too much pressure on himself, dude.
We've all been
should
there.
have just gone for the frag, to be honest, but the knife was falling.
He loves a knife flush, yeah. Despite the situation, I always give it a go. So I got to credit him for that. But you know, I guess you can say time and place, but realistically, all he's got is USPS. So may as well. When he runs away, what can you do? It happens. I've been there. You've probably been there. We've all been there as well. Yeah. You go for the knife, they carry on running, you fluff your lines, you get panicked, and what can you do? Especially at this level as well. And considering where we are in terms of the bracket for here for ESL Challenger League, a lot of pressure on the line here. Now, Eyeballers, full buy-in, but despite the kind of janky few rounds they've had, the buy coming in towards round break isn't exactly conclusive. The MP9, FAMAS in play, limited utility in a couple of players, like the likes of Sapek and JW. They're really going to have maybe a little bit more pressure on their shoulders as things go south. Either way, sAw testing over towards A.
JW, nice nade goes down. Can't get a frag, though. Oh, and Sapek getting spammed out from the apartments. The timing pretty perfect here from the sAw side of things. Pepsol still surviving, looking to get in the mix, but denied the opportunity. The rotations are here pretty fast. Material's probably got to be careful with how he plays this one out. He's just going to get the hell out of dodge and make sure they retain that man advantage, which I would say is wise. Kit available for Flusher. Story's also low. What's the move, though, as that Moto smoke comes in? It makes this A-bomb site very difficult to retake indeed. They've got to retake smoke down of their own. Looks like they're going to try and give it a go, but the smoke spam coming in is really making things difficult. Nearly finishing off Mutiris. There he falls. Still have time to play with here with that kit on the belt of Flusher. Good timing from Story, though, to drop him. And I think that will be all she wrote for this one. Shine has committed. Shine's in the bomb site. But these are just consolation frags. Nice one from Roman to seal the deal. Rounds keep on coming for sAw.
Gotta say, so far, and of course it shows in the scoreboard, but Roman and Jerks are really stepping up, really making a difference. Of course, we kind of expected a Jerks, but Roman not always the man called upon in terms of the fragging department. Had a couple of moments. That last shot for him was really crisp. And sAw now starting to build up a pretty decent little repertoire on that T side. Quite impressive stuff. And things will start to go south if they cannot control this. You look for towards sAw as well. Now an open play for Story. When this man gets firing in all cylinders to the big green, I don't know. I don't know whether they're going to be able to keep this at bay. Keep them in their tracks. Either way, triple stacking towards apartments. U-Jerks looking straight into danger.
This is kind of scary from here, isn't it, to be fair? We'll see another sort of cheeky setup coming in. Flashes round from both sides. Good for one. Got away with the weapon as well. Pepsor goes a little deep and will get punished by Roman, just sort of running rings around him. But at the end of the day, they managed to find themselves an AK. That'll be some nice one-tap potential moving forwards. The round itself looks good for sAw. However, they survive the dastardly stack.
Yeah, a little bit scary, but all things considered, like you mentioned, they survive. That's what matters most. Now, the only thing potentially for them off the back of a bomb plant, if they can get there, of course, is going to be, do they go hunting for JW? And that AK-47 just is staying put over towards Banana, just remaining in the vicinity. Right now, no real decision being made. It's looking like the bomb being collected, going towards A. Yeah, it will be the case. Shine falls. He was that lurking player. Now they can go towards A, pretty much for free, surely.
Yeah, the utility out here, little do they know it is kind of futile, but it will be the round going the way of sAw. Really looking good in the crunch in some of these rounds as well. Pressure on them a little bit to make sure they find this one cleanly. They are, you know, struggling to build up the bank. You can see, despite now hitting 3 in a row, only really Roman with cash. So it does make a difference finding these rounds without dropping too many players. Down goes Flusher as well on the lurk. So it'll just be JW to hold on to the AK.
That's a question of can he? I think he should be okay. They're leaving just over there. Might slowly start pushing his way forward. Like you mentioned, money isn't exactly secure for sAw, but they've got enough to send at least a couple of people hunting. Just can reinvest in no problems. Roman can drop, no issues. Even Jerks as well, off the back of the bomb plant, he'll be fine to rebuy it. But no, they're actually going to leave him be. And I'm more than happily allow him to have an AK-47 in towards the next. And I guess it's not really the end of the world. There's going to be a buy for eyeballs anyway. Who really cares whether it's like to an AK or an M4 in this situation? All sAw needs to do is continue to convert these big rounds. And so far, so good. 6-3. Slowly, but surely, getting a really good stranglehold over this T-side. T-side Inferno as well. Not always the most comfortable, especially if you lose control of the momentum. You can always kind of start to feel a little bit overwhelmed. Right, not the case. And I got to say, for eyeballers, we question the pick of Inferno over Overpass. Starting to kind of slowly, for me, get a little bit shaky. sAw look really confident.
Yeah, this T-side is flying right now. Touchdown nades onto Flusher. It'll draw a rotation. Do they want to go giddy off the back of this? I think they attempted the idea, but they will be fought off by the remaining nadage that eyeballers have got all the same. It's a good, clean opener once again coming in for sAw.
Nice and quiet right now off the back of the Hail Marys down Banana. 2 players remaining over here. Flusher has been at times the difference maker over towards his B side. And the fact that he's not here at the moment could be rough. Pot flash to come through. Sapeg could be in for a mow down. I don't see anyone playing anti. They're setting up U2 of their own. Just could be in trouble.
In comes the flash. They'll hear it. And there will be a player that turns away. It hit a wall or something along those lines. Nonetheless, Shine now the last line of defense in towards his site. Just is on his screen. Can't see him, though. And just keeps fragging. Oh, my lord. JW with his trusty AWP. First time we've seen him get it out, actually. And he does his job. But nobody else is able to put up any kind of a shift. And thus, sAw winning yet another round via the B bomb site.
It's really solid. It really is a super, super good showing starting to come through from sAw now. They're making this look comfortable, and you really got to start asking questions of those eyeballers. Materius as well. They're going hunting for the orb. This is a smart call. Spotted. We'll find a kill, but then surely not long live for the world. And that's going to be the case. Orb not saved over. And the money, once again, a little bit of a predicament over towards eyeballers. Technically speaking, they have enough for an orb. Shine can pick one up, drop it. There's no point, though. The buy, generally speaking, is going to be so middling.
Yeah.
And it might even just be a bit of a half buy. It is actually going to be the case. Shine had enough money to essentially play for Hero M4. So that is going to be the case coming through. Flusher in towards the Eagle of his own. But for the most part, they're staying in and around that 2k mark. Just kind of guaranteeing with the back of the 3.4 loss bonus. They are going to have plenty of cash to work with in towards the next. And of course, an orb can be picked up next round. No problems. JW will have plenty of money to work with. So, once again, sAw getting further and further away from eyeballers. One more round. Lock themselves into, at the very least, a lead heading in towards that second half. Spam coming through. Materius, Just, and Jerks all taking early damage.
Potential here then for eyeballers. This is the classic round that they love to convert. Just play a bit more aggressive, play more carefree, I think, is what they go for, and it works pretty effectively. You can kind of see as well, rotations in from CT, dipping and dodging onto both sites. Not really sure which one they want to play for. Looks like they have the good read that it is going to be a B hit here, and this time with the boost up for the M4, really going to be tough to get past.
Yeah, this stack is so deadly. Sapek, he's sitting in the smoke. This could work for them. They're waiting for a boost of their own. Pop back and come through. Will catch one. Not the first. Sapek at least firing one. Shine. Not showing his face. What a swing. 180 coming through. Oh, and Just is on an absolute tear right now. This guy cannot be stopped. It's just a Eagle and a Mag 7 left, and surely only they can pick up a consolation kill. And the M4 has just been picked up, and I think just spotted it. Swing. And a fine. This guy's on fire.
Yeah. Him, Roman, and Ujerks, but definitely Just in the past couple of rounds. You know, crunch moments for him. He found a key kill above smoke in the last rifle. And in that one, obviously dealing with the boost, a pretty big deal. Perfect smoke, I have to say, as well, right? We sometimes see that smoke doesn't land as well as it did there for sAw, and it means that the boost is super effective. He played it as best he could, right? Trying to get towards the front of it allows you to see, obviously, the maximum above that smoke, but there just wasn't really any way in for him. The smoke was really good in the way that those initial entry fraggers walked in. They were close to the smoke as well to make them really hard to hit. And then Just drops back, read the situation. Brilliant stuff from sAw coming through. This is, unstoppable Counter-Strike right now. It's
very one-sided and also very concerning. Like we said, the pick of Inferno, we're always going to come back to it. It did look like, pretty comfortably, that sAw out the veto. Both Ancient and Vertigo for them are such surefire picks, and Inferno's not all that bad. We said that for eyeballers, Inferno is a must-win. They want the, the opportunity of even getting towards a third map. Never mind the conversation about them winning the series. And right now, even that seems like a big ask. sAw putting up a dominant display. Sapek spotting a bit of information towards mid. Chooses wisely not to aggress, and when he does, Story will pick him off.
Well read again, that they were going to go for that aggression second time around, try and get the flash to work. He should have had a bit more confidence on the first fight. And speaking of fights, they're just losing them all. JW hits one with the AWP, gets into the fire to try and find another. Not going to happen for him. 4 versus 3, therefore. Slow but sure, they will indeed have to figure out that this one is going to be over. Too deep of a setup coming through from the sAw side of things, and that will be another round going the way of the T side. This is, really, really solid stuff. And again, a round that is just based off of the 50-50 fights. They win them cleanly, and they're able to get away nice and easy.
It's just such clean Counter-Strike so far. I mean, sAw, very, very minimal kind of errors being made. And when you do see a slight error, there's someone there to plug that gap each and every time. sAw adapting to every situation, every setup that eyeballers are bringing to them. And they're very, very comfortably overcoming every scenario. Right now, up to 9, a 6-round lead. There is just very little positives over towards eyeballers. Yes, the save coming through the AWP and the 2 rifles is nice. That might be a bit of a big ask. Pop shot, JW getting a little bit testy. You can see them getting nervous. They should be okay. Thankfully, to keep hold of what they've got, Shine gets a tag, and he's very fortunate to stay alive on the way out. But it will be 3 remaining alive, so it means, of course, no problems in towards yet another full buy. What a streak we're seeing here by sAw, though. Since they've had the full buy, since they've had the cash, it's only been one-way traffic. And at the moment, I don't really see anything changing. This trajectory is looking like a dominant sAw performance. And maybe not only just the map, maybe the series.
Yeah, you do have to bear in mind that Eyeball has won out on the pistol as well. That makes a big difference into the scoreline here. Could have been just incredibly one-sided, but once the rifles have been in play, sAw have just been unbeatable.
Yeah.
And a couple rounds early on that looked close, just like that shot. That's all fallen by the wayside now. sAw have cleaned up their game and look even more dominant than they did when they were winning out, you know, the super close 3v5 they had against a force buy, but all the same. And there was a 4 versus 3 retake as well that went south for Eyeballers. So it's just all been about sAw ever since then, and, well, we're really watching the Eyeballers struggle through this.
On fire, there's very little over towards sAw that is going wrong. Everything they're trying now, you know, they're poking and prodding for information, but not only are they getting information, they're getting a good couple of kills too. Eyeballers, overextensions are costing them. Either way, coming through as they once again claim stake over towards Banana. Eyeballers, 3 players towards B. The bomb looking towards A. That rotation's got to come quick.
Indeed, they are going to go pretty fast, to be fair to them. This is a very fast rotate coming in. They might be able to get ahead of the smokes and everything, so looking very good for the Eyeballers here. Set up well. They've got multiple bodies on the bomb site now. Just 2 remain. They are pretty strong members, though. Story going to find his frag with the Deagle, bring it down to a 2 versus 2. They're incredibly low here. But the fact they've brought it back again on the sAw side is just incredible, relying on Just for those middle-of-the-pack frags. What has Shine got to say? Up towards short, looking to get aggressive and find the key frags. JW takes a tag. Position change coming in. Peek towards short to catch a player with nade in hand. It doesn't quite happen. The AWP, though, ready? No, he's not. It's down to the 1 versus 1. Just and Shine in and around the same smoke. Just has to be very careful. They're literally on top of each other right now. Shine does not know where he's gone. Smoke going to dissipate. Shine goes a bit crazy with it. Just playing the time beautifully. Has he done enough? I think he has. Oh my goodness. sAw with yet another unwinnable round going their way. And he even goes down to the bomb.
Yeah, Shine knew he could get away there. That bomb radius is so extensive these days. I mean, even though you can't say, with that sort of HP deep over towards the side, to be perfectly honest, even CT Spawn is a little bit treacherous. It's the new meta, of course, for this map. It's given its variation. And sAw are just on top. They're just on fire. I mean, look across the scoreboard as well. We kind of already highlighted Roman and Jerks, but Just is really starting to make a serious difference. Considering as well in this event so far, he's not exactly been all too prominent coming through for this side. You know, look at stats for him. Coming in towards this game, Just was averaging for the last 3 months a 1.04 rating and a 1.02 in this event specifically. All right, now he is flying and he's looking for more. This man cannot be stopped apart from an MP9 to flusher.
Of course. But it was a trade. So again, sAw going to be happy with that. Weakens up the defense across the map. But it's a pretty big deal on Inferno. Those even trades just designed to keep you guessing. Kind of like the Inferno of old. We don't see a lot of banana contest from the T side on the top level of the game. But sAw not too afraid of it. Fake out of a lurk smoke, but it will give them control towards the long that they want. sApec is very ready for this type of play. Gets 1. Roman's found a kill in towards the site itself. He's traded out, though. Looking good. 3 versus 2. This is one of the better looks that Eyeballers have had in quite some time. They absolutely need to convert because this scoreline is getting very, very scary. Tech9 trying to trade onto Petzor, at the very least, keep him at bay and allow for a bomb plant. It is planted for Pit. And that's where Jerks is playing from. He's been kind of quiet, to be fair. He's been on 11 frags for quite some time. Not really had all that much to do. Now we'll see what he is made of. Alongside Story, the FTW boys Trying to hold the line here. Flash comes around, not quite effective enough, but Story can't find his man. He's ready for the apartments hit to come through. We need this AWP to find at least one. There it is. There's the first, but the gap going to start to close now. He's not ready for where Pepzor's at. Down he goes, and they expect the second man in the pit position as well. sAw had cleared everywhere, and oh my goodness, again, it is hard work for Eyeballers, but their first rifle round on the board comes close on the defuse, and sAw maybe even thought it was half-time there.
Yeah, finally a couple of positives coming through, right? I mean, that's the only thing. We'll take anything right now of its all-side advantages, which they end up losing the round anyway. That time, finally, they convert those kind of equal situations, those level standings, and make it work in their favor. sAw unable to make the post-plant work. The first time in a very, very long time. Already up to 10 rounds, so I don't think they'll be all too miffed about that one. We'll wait and see. A Molotov coming through. Lusher, that MP9, he's pretty damn good with it. This time he's given all the space to work with. sAw happy to allow him to stay up there.
A bit more thought out from sAw this time around. They're going to go for a similar looking round though, just a bit faster off the back of it. Nice find from sAw, nice find from you, Jerks. Difficult to tell who's come out on top of that one. Probably the CT side because of how compact they're in here, but look at where Mutiris has gone. Trying to come in behind. He's going to get the drop, at least positionally on Shine. But will he get his teammates to try and join him? That looks to be the case. They are very weary here on the Eyeballers side of a lurk play coming in. It's very odd, very odd. You know, they've crossed each other and it really does make a difference. Just going to win that fight, though, and that probably will do it. Mutiris hears all these footsteps coming through from the rotator. I'm not even sure on the Eyeballers side if it's going to be an A hit or a B hit. You can see firmly posted up on A, and oh, well, moving towards the wrong bomb site is going to be Shine. And I think that CT smoke will confirm the fact that they are hitting towards this B bomb site. 4 versus 3 in their favor. And again, another unwinnable round for Eyeballers.
Yeah, I mean, of course, final round of the half, no point in saving, but giving this a go is going to be so damn hard. Let's see. Shine. Looking like it'll be first point of contact. I'm still waiting. This rotate is taking its sweet time. I don't know if they had a misrelay of information of some sort of sounds over towards apartments, like someone was lurking. Either way, not going to make too much of a difference. Roman, nice shot on towards Shine, quite comfortable up close. sAw will find himself one. Util is lurking over towards the T side, but same can be done on the CT side. A Story will line up the collat. 11-4 at the half. Scriv, safe to say, not too bad for sAw.
Yeah, really, really solid stuff. Not sure what to say, to be honest with you. Very, very scary looking from the sAw side of things. They just shut them down throughout. Apart from those early rounds, right, Eyeballers just not able to get a foot in. And it's a shame. You see, this is a key kind of round, right? There's so many highlights to come from it. But yeah, really, really scary stuff from the sAw side of things. They won out those key rounds in the early game. Those swing rounds, you could say, in the early stages of the half, and just ran away with the rest of it. Without the one round, you know, that's literally all they find, by the way, as an Eyeball is one rifle round. Really, really solid stuff. We'll see how things pan out, though, after the break. Welcome back to half number 2. sAw with a dominant showing. They drop only 1 rifle round in the entirety of the first half. Now they move on to the CT side. We are expecting big things here. Eyeballers. There's always a chance in this game, but it's going to be a tough one if they can't win the pistol.
To say the least, it is just not being good Counter-Strike right now from Eyeballers. They are being completely overwhelmed. It doesn't matter kind of what we're seeing from sAw. Even the more fundamental things, they're making it look so easy. I'm worried. I am very worried. Not all too much of a gamble stack here as well. 3 over towards B, 2 towards A. It's a pretty decent little split coming through. JW, first tags or first fight, may I say, over towards that top A site. And they're just going to give him the space.
Yeah, happy to let him have it. They know the site is weaker defended over here. They're hoping that they can bait them in towards B. Flash comes round. No one's spotted. Counter flash. And again, no one spotted. So a minute gone. We've had some tit-for-tat kind of exchanges. But it's JW who's managed to creep out long. Managed to get in behind. They are somewhat ready. With the player on the boost watching for him. Well read, well found. Smoke going to go down as well just as the hit comes in. Are they going to try and go through this? I mean, it would be a bit of a death sentence here. Player up on the boost. There's Julies to activate as well. And that, indeed, is that. Flusher, the only one left, gets spammed down by Story above the smoke. And not a chance for Eyeballers. Not a chance in the game now. This is really going to be tough.
It's just easy, isn't it? I mean, everything is going their way. Eyeballers, this pick of Inferno is coming back to bite them so much now. Either way, I'll have to wait and see whether they've got anything left in the tank, anything in the locker to try and make the difference. But the lead that we've got here, I mean, an 8-round gap that sAw have built up, and of course, probably going to be made 9 in just a mere moment with a much better buy for the CT sides. Doesn't really fill you with all too much confidence. Either way, double M4A1 S, double FAMAS, 1 MP9, and already one of the FAMAS takes quite down mid, but Shine gets a killer and a dink on the P250. Not bad.
Make some panic. He will be dealt with. pepsAw, I think, has scooped up that P250 that his compadre dropped there. Must have a blessing before the round, something along those lines, because that certainly was bringing the hammer of God down on them. pepsAw trying his best, can't find the same sort of success with the P250. And they will just group up towards the top end of middle. There you go. pepsAw, he's found himself a FAMAS and a frag. This kind of opens the round up a little. U-Jerks has to chime in solidly and make sure that he stays alive is kind of the key thing. It's going to concede a bomb plant here, and it's certainly not out of the question with Mutera still being 13 HP. Spotted out, finished off. And now, the classic, just knows where he's at. MP9 for the kill bonus here. Can he get it? Yes, he can. Lovely done, but a very costly round coming in. And that will be something that they're going to fear into the next round because Eyeballers will have a very strong buy now.
Yeah, got a lot closer than it probably should have been. I mean, realistically, you're looking at sAw now, and they're going to be in for a really janky buy coming in. I mean, for the most part, even having the full rifles and armor isn't going to be all too good. Thankfully, they don't have to buy head armor, so it'll alleviate a little bit of that financial pressure there, but yeah, that was very expensive. Considering what they brought to the table, how it was essentially a save, which is something Eyeballers don't really do. A couple of cases, leave it down to the FAMAS in one of them. So, how are they going to make this work? This is the big round, the big swing round early in towards this second half. Win this one, get control of the earlier parts of momentum. Just wants to do it single-handedly.
Flash ineffective. He nearly comes away with 2. Spray transfer was there. The nade to follow up from U-Jerks actually finds the frag, so it's going to be a man-down situation for Eyeballers to kick off this opening rifle round. But sAw, again, textbook aggression. They love getting in the face of their opponents. A well-timed nade here could do a lot of damage as well. Oh, my goodness. Beautiful onto JW. They've got 2 on B. They're very ready for this hit to come through, and I think they are just going to play things passive because they have that man advantage, he says, and then they go swinging in. U-Jerks for 1. JW left low, finished off. It's all going to be pepsAw. And Eyeballers, I think they might check out of this one quietly, to be honest with you. Not looking good at all. pepsAw chimes in, dealt with, and sAw just can't stop winning, apparently.
Yeah, there's no fight anymore as well. I think Eyeballers, it just feels like they've tried everything, they've used everything, nothing's working. And you can kind of see the morale over towards that T side is just so low. This is what sAw can do. This is why sAw are regarded as such a formidable side. While we look at them at Season 43 champions for a pretty good damn reason. You know, some decent wins they got on their belt. The likes of Fours and Team Spirit. Team Spirit in a best of 5, which they won 3-1 in Season 43. They're a very good side, and people should be quite rightfully scared of them. This is what they can do. Tier 2 sides. This must be one of the better Tier 2 sides as well with Eyeballers, and they are being manhandled right now.
Story, holding long, double spray down, easy as you like. He was a little quieter towards the tail end of that first half, but opening up pretty well here into the CTN. Not that we're going to get to see too much of it, but all the same, it's nice to have one of the stronger players that you expect to step up. He's got a decent rifle on him as well, as we are witnessing. So he continues that trend coming, and he might even dig for a bit more.
Roman posting towards Big Pit. Over towards short. One spotted. Bit of a spam. Not all too problematic. He spotted Pepsaw. Spotted top of his hat anyway. Going to give him space. They're happy to. Because they know he's going to walk out into danger. The AK laboured spray. And JW will find one. They're making something of this.
Certainly making it look a little bit doable. Oh, knife out. Mutira's going to find the frag. Never afraid of the knife on the Eyeballers side of things. Pepsaw can't find the heads, though, and he will go down still. As you said, making a little bit out of it. The issue is they don't really have rounds to play with, so that little minute damage that they're coming in with, that it's like, oh, CT Economy survives with 3. Technically speaking, that's kind of a loss of money for them. It doesn't make a difference because, A, they have plenty of cash, but B, they just have so many rounds to work with, so it's going to be a long time before you can really make that small bit of damage that you've done work for you.
Eventually, the final round of this first map. It's Eyeballers map pick. Just to remind everybody, they're on the brink of being 16-4'd on it. Just shows the dominance of sAw. Of course, full out both ways. Open play for JW. Same can't be set over towards the sAw side, so that could be eventually the difference maker. Early nade will come through and Flush is getting tagged down. He is really low.
Again, a poor start. In some ways, you start to feel a bit sorry for the Eyeballers that they're just kind of unlucky in some of the starting situations at the very least, right? They really are struggling to find anything. They're going to go bursting out through brackets. It is a weaker defense on the A side of things. They're not fancying their chances. Flash towards Banana to gain some information here. They'll get top Banana control, not go any further than that. Although Story is setting up a flash to maybe facilitate a deeper push. It's not effective. Flusher knows what's up, but he loses the fight anyway. This is what I'm talking about. There is certainly some luck factor for sAw, but nobody on Eyeball is firing on all cylinders, it feels like, and they really are losing out in these 50-50 gunfights. Going to try and re-aggress towards the Banana side. Meanwhile, they've got a lurking AWP in the apartments. What can this find? JW sticking around, hoping that someone crosses his crosshair. It does happen, but he doesn't find the frag. There's only one on this B-bomb site, though. And it's the saving grace here. Story just trying to play the safe game and hope for a teammate to come and assist him. He will go down. U-Jerks manages to find a trade. They'll keep the man advantage. The bomb will go down. And now a recovery mission for sAw.
Well, Muteris will fall. Skill of this place on the way out. Pep's on my shot towards Joe. Give him more as well. Trying to step up. That's a really good post-plant hole. For the first time in a long time, he gets to talk about how things are very, very solid from start to finish. The only thing that it really kind of hurt them was Flush taking a lot of early nade damage. But aside from that one, got that bomb down. It was never in doubt. That's the Eyeballers we've been looking for basically all game. We haven't seen it yet. Finally, we take a look in. Over towards the CT side. Bit of a weird situation in terms of the cash. A triple M4, but then a couple of pistols to round it all out. Isn't exactly the best of buys, to say the least. See if they can make this one work. Eyeballers, this is something in their forte. They love a bit of a janky force bite. Jerks taking only a bit of nade damage too.
Would be a hell of a thing if they could win it off a buy like this, let me tell you that. Long smoke coming in. Flash towards Banana. Again, Flusher will take some damage, but he's been doing all right from here. Just going to be left by his lonesome to really try and, you know, prod and poke towards that B-bomb site. However, they've had a thought. They think it might be A. They're going to try and, well, they are going to rotate across. They call it off. Okay, so a lot of guesswork here from the side of sAw. They really do not know what to expect. And to be fair, the bomb is as yet to really send on any angle of the map. They're actually going to bolster up the B-bomb site. Is that the correct call? Not too sure. I like this pit setup, though.
Well, Flusher. One gets tagged, jerked to delete him. There's the opener. Potentially the Orca start crumbling down now. 40 seconds to work on Eyeballers. They're looking still like they want to hit towards B, but a lot of presence being showed towards A right now.
Yeah, trying to keep them entertained on this B-bomb site. Not going to be the full pull away, though. The call to stay safe on B, especially as that kill comes in. A nice dink from U-Jerks, but no frag. It's going to leave Just alone. They might not be ready for him. It's a really tough angle for him to work from, though, especially against, you know, these stronger rifles. He's going to try and get it done. 20 frags to his name. Looking for a little more. Doesn't happen for him. Tried to big him up, but he will indeed fall, and it's going to be a save for the sAw boys then. So, Eyeballers, not a chance.
Yeah, you know, the 5-7's good, just not that good. So, just like that. A little bit of a safe call coming through. The 2 M4s should have no real problem. I don't think Eyeballers are going to hunt all too much or kind of be too desperate to do so. It's not going to make all too much of a difference, all things considered. But the buy for sAw in towards next is going to be a little bit janky. You're looking at this one and thinking how they're going to play it. A lot of teams would essentially continue to force buy until the economy is broken, and potentially that could be something we see come through from this side here. But wait, that's what we'll have to work with. The buy alongside it can be pretty grim. So they can do one or two things. The force buy around it until the economy is broken, or the other thing which they could do is just full eco and then have a buy in towards the next. They will have no problems buying towards the next if they stick around that 2K mark. So we'll see. We'll see what's the call coming through for the CT side. The good thing as well is that for sAw, they have plenty of rounds to work with. It's not exactly like they're, you know, feeling all too much pressure right now. So yeah, they are just going to go for that kind of full save coming through. I don't mind this. Like we said, plenty of rounds to work with. If this one falls flat, just rebind towards the next and give another crack. Plenty of opportunities to do so.
Little rough. Flash from the T side was actually really solid there to make sure that the M4 couldn't get anything done. So a decent read coming from Eyeballers. They're going to go pretty fast towards B, though. They do have to be careful. They've actually rotated the M4 away. Nade towards CT finds one. Any damage here for the USP? Little, but nothing to really speak of. It was actually the M4 through the smoke finding that damage there. So nice find from Flusher as he goes crazy aggressive. Good to see, again, the confidence not knocked for Eyeballers. But yeah, sAw playing the safe game. They really want to make sure that they make mincemeat out of their opponents on their own map pick so that they have the run-of-the-mill going into the T side of Ancient, which is where they're going to start for the next one. But yeah, this has been incredibly one-sided. It continues to be so. Eyeballers finding something at the tail end, but it just feels like sAw are struggling to close out the game. They had their economy broken at a pretty bad point. And yeah, since then they have had some difficult buys to work with.
Potentially, Story might get one and get cleared. Back spotted. Easy. It's a pretty tough angle to sort of overlook there. It's so shallow. Getting a kill for Story would have been a bit of a big ask. And it's a flawless round. Really comfortably dispatched there. Nice work coming through. Like we said, it's not the end of the world for sAw. They can reinvest towards this round with the the M4s. No problems asked, and it should actually be, all things considered, not actually too shabby. Despite having the ability, though, to invest in towards the M4s, they go for the FAMASs to prioritize utility. I like the thought process here. They kind of understand that utility is going to be the big demanding factor when it comes towards what's taking map control, what's keeping Eyeballers at bay, and especially if need be, on the retakes, what they're looking towards. That util really going to make a difference. I like the call. It's a bit of a heads-up play here from sAw, but it's actually working in their favor.
One way around the smoke. Not bad on the trade damage. They've got plenty to work with. Oh, a quick flash here for U-Jerks to try and get aggressive. Flusher's behind him. And Flusher will find the frag, looking for a bit more as well. Nothing returned there from the CT side, unfortunately. Just going to go dry and gives his life away. That's a 15-7 play if you've ever seen one. Interius holds the line. They call it off. They're actually going to go towards the A-bomb site, which at the moment is the more heavily defended site for the CT side. In they come, through the short area. We'll see. Story on the site. Roman playing around Pit as well. They've gone straight in towards Pit. Just so hungry for that frag. Not ready for Story. Maybe a miscom coming in that there was more players on the B-bomb site. Either way, they just mow them all down. That's going to be the game. And that's a hell of a way to win it. Eyeballers, unfortunately, not putting anything up that's all that decent. A couple of T rounds, you know, that looked okay, looked serviceable, but it was all about sAw there, and that T side from them was really, really well done. A lot of post plants converted that they shouldn't.